Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? I'm not at work today. I'm on furlough. Isn't it a terrible word that? I'm sure we're all used to it now, furlough. But my furlough ends this month. I was only put on furlough there on, this is March. You lose track of the months now with this blinking COVID. I was in COVID. I was in furlough February and March, and I'll be glad to get back, and hopefully Belfast, the UK and everywhere else will be back to normal, hopefully in the middle of April. It'd be good to go into the likes of a bookshop and browse through the books and whatnot, and get back to the gymnasium and get swimming. That's why I'm wearing this hoodie today, rather, because I noticed my video yesterday and my belly was just, you know. So that's actually what I'm going to talk about today, obesity. Obesity and your health, and how obesity can affect your heart as well. Now, I don't know, but I know women have different sizes jeans and so on, but if you're a man, I'm actually a size 34 in the waist, so I am. If you actually notice, my waist, you see, my sort of obesity is like that, like a pregnant woman. Now, if you're actually obese sort of that way, you know, it doesn't actually affect your heart as bad. You know, I've actually read, and just before we go any further, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just giving you advice that I've picked up on my way from my own experiences and from the experiences of people I met in rehabilitation and people that sort of met from heart groups and things like that. Anyway, when I had my heart attack, I'm 5'8", so my weight should be round about 11.5 stone to 12 stone. So I was actually 2.5 stone overweight. After the heart attack, I lost 1.5 stone. But unfortunately, over the last year, I'm blaming COVID, but I can't really blame COVID. I could be out walking, I could be on the rowing machine more, but I really miss the swimming. Swimming was one of the main things that helped me lose weight. Swimming is a fantastic exercise, which, you know, I don't even regard it as an exercise. But one thing I learned in the hospital, which they told me, was, you know, my obesity it didn't help the heart. It mightn't have caused the heart attack, but it didn't help. You know, you imagine it, you know, try and picture it, you know, you're supposed to be sort of 11.5. I would never go down to 11.5 stone. If I lose weight, I mean, I'm 14.5 stone now, I would go down to like maybe 12.5 stone and keep it like that, because I actually had a doctor and he was 55 at the time, and he lost about 2.5, 3 stone, and whenever he lost the weight, he actually looked about 10 years older. His face became all gaunt, and his body and his whole posture. He looked like an old man, so losing that weight didn't help him. So what I intend to do is try and knock my weight down to 12.5 stone, because one thing I learned, you know, if you're obese and, you know, you have heart problems anyway, but even if you don't have, you know, the heart problems, you know, you consider it 2.5 stone. You know, I mean, that's quite a lot of weight. You know, I remember and still, you know, you'd go round to the shop and buy a £7 bag of potatoes, and maybe my mum would have wanted 2 bags. You know, so it was a good wee distance to the shop, and you sort of got a £7 bag there and a £7 bag there. So you're carrying 14 pounds, which is a stone. You know, see by the time you get home, I mean, that's starting to tell in the arms, and that's only a stone. So your body is carrying around an extra 2 stone. So, I mean, that's like 4 bags of those potatoes. And don't forget who's doing all the work, carrying those 4 bags of potatoes. This boy here, the old ticker, you know, and it's doing it every day, every single day. You are forcing that poor old heart to carry 2.5 stone or 2 stone extra. And that is not doing any good to the poor arteries and the poor veins and everything that are having to pump harder to cover that extra couple of stone. Obesity is bad for your health, and it's bad for your heart. And you know, if you really want to, you can get rid of it. You know, there's two ways to get rid of it. The main one, I lost 1.5 stone through swimming, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, you don't want to be doing an exercise that you don't like, you know. I bought an exercise bike to help. I hated it, absolutely hated it. I ended up, you know, it's just sat in the corner there. If I was sort of doing a bit of washing, I would hang my shirt on it. That's about all I do, you know, I admit that. The rowing machine, it can be boring, but the rowing machine is very good for your health. It's one of the best bits of equipment for toning your body up and losing weight and being basically good for your heart health. What I do with the likes of the rowing machine is, if I'm watching Emmerdale, yes, I watch Emmerdale, okay, I like Emmerdale, alright, give me a break, you know. But anyway, I'm sort of watching rowing and watching Emmerdale, you know, and if I wasn't watching Emmerdale, I would be bored stiff, alright? But, you know, you're watching Emmerdale and you're doing the rowing, so you're actually getting the exercise in while you're watching it. As I say, the swimming, now the gymnasium's closed, obviously with COVID. You can't go swimming around in the pool with all these people, you know? And I mean, who would wear a mask swimming? Although, funnily enough, I was on Facebook there the other day, and somebody had posted a picture of this woman, a funny video. You know, she was actually in the water, walking about in the water with a face mask on. You know what I mean? Really? Seriously? But anyway, yeah, when the gymnasium opens again, I intend to go back there, do the swimming. The thing about swimming is, you know, it's effortless. You know, you get into the water, you get used to the, you know, the water, whether it's cool or whether your pool's warm or not. Mine's sort of in between. It's just getting into the water. But once you get into that water and you're away, you know, do breaststroke, you know, then the doggy paddle, you know, and then see before you know it, an hour's gone, you know, and you lose so many calories doing that. And as I say, I've done it for about 3 or 4 months and I lost 1.5 stone. And one thing I found, and I'm not sure if they still do it, but you could check if you're in the UK. If you're in the UK and you've had a heart attack, after you finish your rehab, you can go to your doctor and the doctor gives you this health form where you can go and show it to the guy at the gymnasium and they will give you 3 months free membership. As I say, I got that there, it must have been about 7 years ago. But I'm not sure if they still do it, but I think they do, you know, so you should check that out, because, you know, I like the gym, you know, and then you meet people as well. But swimming for losing weight, obesity, bang on. But going for a walk at night as well, you know, so some people go for a walk in the morning, but that's not for me. I'm really tired in the morning. It's all I can do to just put my clothes on and go to work. But when you come home at night, you know, a nice wee walk is good for your heart. You know, walking is a really good exercise. I was going to say it's underrated, but it's not really, because a lot of people do it, and some people take the dog with them, and it's nice. I would normally go for a walk and take the headphones and listen to a nice bit of David Bowie, the likes of the Rolling Stones, and that sort of thing, you know. And then, you know, it's so relaxing, and I normally take the same route, so I'm well used to it, you know. But when it comes to obesity and your heart, as I say, it really is a strain on the heart. You know, I always thought of it whenever I think of it in the terms of a 7-pound bag of potatoes. You know, I'm sort of carrying 4 bags of those 7-pound bags of potatoes. In fact, 5 of the buggers, you know. So I'm carrying 5 of them around. I mean, not a wonder my poor heart's absolutely strained. Well, another thing as well is eating. As I find, you know, if you're actually making a meal, I personally, I live with myself. Obviously I live with myself. I'm the only one here. I live by myself. But whenever I'm making a meal, you know, I think you find whenever you're in the supermarket, you know, you get a pack of 2 burgers. Excuse me. You get a pack of 2 codfish. You get a pack of, well, I mean, it's nearly always a pack of 2, you know. So what I do, and what I started to do now to try and lose a bit of the weight and get the obesity down, is if I get 2 burgers in a pack of 2, I'll put one in tinfoil and I'll put it in the freezer and have it another day rather than eat the 2 of them. Because sometimes we just eat for the sake of eating. We're greedy buggers, you know. It's it's like in work. In my work, they would nip up to Sainsbury's and buy biscuits, and they would take turns at going up and buying donuts for the ones in the office. You know, so you've got the weight on you, and somebody's bringing donuts back to the office. It's very hard to resist it. So it is a temptation, but another. As well as exercise, if you sort of cut your portions down, don't be taking 2 burgers. Take 1 burger. If you eat chips or rice or whatever it is you eat, potatoes, slice it in half. Only take a half portion. For a couple of months until you get your weight down. It'll not do you any harm. When you think of people that are living in some parts of the world, I mean, they're hardly getting any food. Plus they have to walk miles for a drink of water. You have it made here. I mean, well, I have it made too. And then another thing which is very prevalent these days, especially like my daughter and so on. Personally, I don't, but on Saturday, hold my hand up, I'm guilty. I ordered a pork curry with fried rice. Shouldn't even have been fried rice. Do not have fried rice after a heart attack. Have boiled rice. But no, I had to have fried rice. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cough today. But it's just, it's great. So it is. We eat far too much. It's the same at night. If I was having a glass of wine, there's another fatness thing. Wine. I'm actually going to try and give up drinking totally, because alcohol overall is not good for someone that's had a heart attack. After my heart attack, I gave up the alcohol for like a year and a half. And I should have actually stayed off it. I don't know why I went back on. But again, it's like everything in life. It's a habit. It's just a habit. It's like sort of, I feel a bit hungry. And you go in and you make a sandwich. Or you take a cup of tea. But you can't have the tea by itself. You have to take a couple of biscuits with it. And fair play, I mean, you treat yourself now and then, but you don't have to treat yourself all the time, you start your day with a big breakfast, and then you go into work, and then comes tea break. You see my work, now there's people in my work that actually have a dinner for their lunch, a full-blown dinner, because there's like 2 vans called outside my work, one at 10 and one at 11, for meals for people. Me now, I just get in the stage where I pack lunch, and it's just 2 sandwiches. Or else, what I've started to do lately is have soup, because I find that that's better for me, the chicken soup. And I'd go for a low calorie one, one that actually has a bit of flavour to it. Don't go for something that's really cheap. You want to enjoy your food. You don't want to just be skimping and eating stuff that has no calories in it, because sometimes there's just no taste to it as well. But my advice on the whole, as I say, is go walking. Get yourself the likes of a rowing machine for the house, or if you like an exercise bike, or even a treadmill. Something that'll lose a bit of weight off you. Cut down on the biscuits and all that stuff, and bread, it's sandwiches and all that there. It's fattening. Your meals. Cut down the portions. Don't be taking likes of 2 burgers. Have 1. You don't need a second one. Get rid of that. That's just, I despair. You see, whenever I just look down, when I remember back whenever I was fit, I used to be very, very thin. And I remember whenever I was younger and I was thin, I always thought, God, it'd be nice to have a wee bit of weight. It's not. It's not. Obesity is bad for your heart. Obesity in general is not good. But if you actually look, I don't know what age you are, but if you're my age, you'll have noticed in the last 10 years, especially in children, the number of obese children nowadays is unbelievable, because they're eating crap. But not only are they eating crap, they're getting full dinners And I mean, they're getting bigger dinners at lunchtime than I get for my dinner at night. And plus, they don't take as much exercise because nowadays they're on their phone or they're on their Xbox. Back in my day, you'd been out running about the park or stuff like that, playing football. But you really need to balance it out. Exercise, pick an exercise you want. For me, once this COVID's over, I'm back to swimming. I really am. I'm going to be out there swimming like a goon, I don't know, at 66, am I too old to become an Olympic champion? I don't know. But I could still enter for maybe old boys from sort of 66 to 70 have competitions. I'd maybe put myself in for a chance of winning that one. But I am going to lose the weight, and you will see if you follow my channel that in 6 months from now, that's my target, 6 months from now, to lose a stone. That's not much to lose in 6 months. That's doable, and that'll be my first option. And then in the 6 months after that, I will lose another stone, and that'll take a wee bit of pressure off the old boy. At the end of the day, I'm 66, and I'd like to reach 76. But if I keep piling on weight, I ain't gonna reach 76. There's one thing I always say to people, and some of them work actually disagreed with me. But if you look around at the older people nowadays, people that are sort of, in their mid-80s, most people in their mid-80s are not obese. There are not many obese people that are in their mid-80s. Now, what does that tell you? Now, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. Feel free to leave me a comment. But I'm not getting at obese people, by the way, because as you can see, I'm obese myself, and I'm well over my BMI, and I'm not a healthy weight for my age or for my height, or for a person that has had a heart attack. I should definitely be losing this weight, because every day that goes by, I'm putting pressure on my heart. Who wouldn't be putting pressure on their heart when they're carrying 5 blinking bags of 7-pound bag potatoes? Go around the shop, lift 5 bags of potatoes and see how long you can carry them. You think you can't carry them? No? Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm carrying those 5 bags of potatoes every second of the day, every day for the last year. And I can tell you now, this time next year, at least 3 of those bags are going to be gone for sure. So exercise, pick an exercise you like. No point doing an exercise you don't like. You want to be doing something you like and losing the weight. Get yourself a Fitbit as well. Join one of the Fitbit groups. They always send me a challenge, and I'm always happy to oblige and join the challenge. There's not like a wee challenge or something like that there to encourage you, to actually get up your backside and go for a walk at night, and then sort of get yourself one of those good scales. Because I have an app on my mobile phone here that is attached to my scales, so it sort of tells you, what weight you've lost and blah. It gives you all these stats and stuff, But it's good to work it like that. But obesity long term, it's not doing your heart any good. It will eventually lead to a heart attack if you keep piling on the weight, because the old ticker's not going to take it. It's straining your heart, trying to pump the blood round those there bits of weight, But I think I've bored you enough. Maybe I haven't, but I'm just trying to give you a wee bit of advice. Food wise, cut the portions down. Exercise, find one that you like, and off you go. But once COVID's over, this boy is getting his bathing suit out, and off he goes. In at the deep end, and away I go. And the weight's just going to keep piling off. And I'm going to stop drinking as well. And as for those chocolate bars, no. They're not good either. Obesity is not good for your health. Obesity, it's definitely not good for your heart. And let's admit it. Who wants to walk around in a nice t-shirt with the belly hanging out? You see it in holiday. You see when you go to the likes of Spain, You see all the ones from England and so on, all the ones from Northern Ireland, they're dandling around their favourite football top. And let me tell you something, that football top does not look good when it has a big belly coming out at the end. And I'm not making fun of anybody, because let me tell you, if I take this off, I've got a football top on, and I'll tell you one thing, my football top came with a big belly too. It won't be here in about a year's time. I'm getting rid of mine. You take care, folks, and if you've listened to the end, thanks very much. Thanks to anybody in the Facebook groups that has me in their group and lets me post my videos. It's much appreciated. Thanks for anyone that posts a comment. I would like to know your opinion on obesity, and if you've been obese and you've lost a lot of weight, how did you do it? How did you cope with it? Do let me know, and feel free to subscribe there if you've got a YouTube account, and I'll try and bore you a bit more, you know. Thanks very much for watching, and if you're obese, I'm obese, let's beat the bugger. Yep, take care, bye bye.